Hello and welcome to Simply Football on FC Goa TV. You're watching Prudent and I am Neeraj Prabhu. FC Goa's season in the ISL 4 is hanging by a thread. Coach Sergio Lobera claims that the remaining 4 games are like 4 finals and there is no margin for error. Yes, that's the reality. One by one, FC Goa's games in hand have failed to count, and they are now teetering on the verge of elimination, sadly so. Last night, FC Goa went down by solitary goal to Chennaiyin FC, who are now sitting pretty in those top 4 playoff positions. FC Goa had themselves to blame as the goal was conceded after some shambolic defending. While one may also argue that the Gors were really unlucky, as in the closing stages of the match, Sergio Lobera's boys threw kitchen sink at their rivals and hit the frame of the goal on 3 occasions, and it was really heartbreaking to see the ball never really getting into that Chennai net. We have with us, as always, a former India forward, Francis D'Souza. Francis, a very sad result there for FC Goa last night.
Definitely, Neeraj. I think the fans are totally disappointed. What they expected and where FC Goa finds itself is very pathetic. The last 4 games, 12 points for taking. We have achieved only 1 point. And the big question now, as Lobera says, 4 finals, 12 points again at stake. But past performances don't give us the confidence, the fans and me, the confidence that they can get all the points which are at stake now and required for them to qualify. But I think yesterday's match, if you look, 45 minutes we have not had a single shot at goal. The first 45 minutes it looked like they were playing without purpose, a ship without a rudder. The body language was miserable. The passing, the control was atrocious. It didn't look like the team that came out with those fluent victories, right. The fluent football they played. There was never a glimpse of that. It's only late when they conceded the goal, and very poorly how they have considered the goal. Total basic defending errors. Bruno Pinheiro allows the ball to go to his legs instead of just using his foot to clear the ball which was going towards his goal, and that created that confusion, and the ball entered the net to give Chennaiyin the lead. But Chennaiyin had purpose. They had done their homework well. They had planned the game. They sat down in their own half. Attacking third and the midfield was packed up by as a strategy not to allow the free-flowing FC Goa players to dominate. That's where the confusion came, that's where the panic came, and that's where frustration came. And you could see the frustration there with Lanzarote getting the yellow card, repeatedly going to the referee and challenging his decision, questioning his decision. Didn't look very attractive for me, for a player of his quality. People have seen what they can produce, but these 4 matches wasn't good enough until the last 15 minutes. They are backing on those 15 minutes. But football is a game of scoring goals, and if you don't put the ball in the net, you don't get those points or you don't get victory. Luck comes with being brave. They were not brave for 60 minutes of the match,
right. And
I don't think, like they say, providence helps you. You slept for 60 minutes, you played your easy football, Susagat Goan football, and last 15 minutes when you woke up, luck didn't be with you. So that's the reality of yesterday's match.
Right. What could be the reason why the players were mispassing? They looked lethargic. They made some really bad errors, like the one that Narayan Das made, allowing that ball to remain in play and putting it in the path of Francis Fernandes before that goal that they conceded. Mandar was so off with his crossing. Brandon didn't look like he was in the best of their touches. So was Lanzarote. Whereas the body language should have been charged up and up to the challenge to rise to the occasion. Why were they looking so down? What could be the reason?
Yes, you are playing a home match, Neeraj. You have the fans backing with you. You get that extra adrenaline flowing into you when you play a home match. You come up all guns blazing. That was not the case at FC Goa. You find the lethargic attitude. The mindset was different. There was no focus in the game. There was no basics that should have been done in the game were missing. It's because of the thought process, the focus that you have lost on the game. You had got many points earlier. You want to live by reputation. It doesn't help in football. Yesterday's game is gone. You have to again produce the same football to get you results for the next game. And that's what exactly happened. Little bit of overconfidence, little bit of quality that your players have up front could save you. You are living dangerously because your defenders is the weakest point in the whole ISL competition. No defenses have been as weak as Goa FC. And Coach Lobera has not found a solution as yet for his defensive problems. So that aggravates the situation all the more. But you got to be more careful. You have to be more alert. Not like the blunders that Pinheiro and Narayan Das did yesterday. I mean, it doesn't speak well for them and for a team that was a favourite to qualify first for the playoffs.
Right.
And even title contenders. But they have to get up, wake up. Like Lobera says, there's no way looking back and to get those 12 points which they need. Otherwise, they won't be able to catch up with the other teams.
To start with, do you think there was a case to, bring in Hugo Boomers into the starting 11, judging by the reasons that he was signed for, and when a coach signs somebody in January, he signs somebody to make an instant impact, and if you don't allow that player to have that chance to start and improve the team, how can the team improve? So, and when Hugo Boomers came in the second half, we all saw how energetic the FC Goa lineup was. So, did Coach Lobera miss a trick here by not starting with Boomers?
In fact, the last time I spoke to you, Neeraj, I mean, I anticipated that Boomers would come in place of Edu Bedia, being an attacking halfback midfielder. That was not happened because Lobera tried to stick with his own set of players and his own philosophy. But even if he had to play Edu Bedia as an attacking forward, and you could see that he was not performing, he could have introduced Boomers much earlier in the game to give more pep to the attack, because he has a lot of mobility, he has a lot of vision, and his purpose, his desire to score goals was very evident in the last 15-20 minutes, and that's where he motivated the whole team. The team got into the high gear when he came, and he created panic in the Chennaiyin defense. If it's not for Serena and their captain, but it should have been substituted much earlier so that you could add a little pep up to your team, which I thought Lobera didn't do, and when he did, you could see the results.
Right. Let's now watch all the highlights and come back to discuss more with Francis. Well, not many chances in the first half there, but in the second half the match sprung to life, but Chennaiyin FC had that telling blow which gave them full points, a very scrappy goal indeed, but they wouldn't mind it, as their coach later said they had set out to frustrate FC Goa and not to match them. So they were really happy, and Coach John Gregory also admitted that indeed his side were lucky on the day.
Yes, definitely. When your team, the opponent team, has much of the ball with them, possession football, but there was no positive possession. You play more in your own half and maintain the ball with you. That's a good thing for the opponents, because you don't come anywhere close to their striking range to create panic for their defenders, and that's what they had planned. But FC Goa was helping them by playing that sort of football. You couldn't get the ball right into the attacking third, and when Brandon came in, I think he must be still carrying an injury, because for me, he didn't look like 100% fit Brandon that we would normally see in the game.
Sure.
Yeah, but in the end, he created that beautiful chance, long ranger. He is capable of doing that. He couldn't do it often, probably because of the injury he was carrying. But I think it was then too late for FC Goa to put the pressure as they did, and luck also didn't favour them. All the same, Chennaiyin were happy because they didn't expect a point even from FC Goa. From the reputation that they have been carrying in this tournament and playing at home, I think the chances of winning against FC Goa were really less. But then they have achieved 3 points, which is a big achievement for Gregory.
FC Goa goalkeeper Naveen Kumar playing his second consecutive match. He pulled out some amazing saves as well.
Yeah, I mean, he is growing in confidence. You can see it very well, evidently. And he has brought in 2 beautiful saves. Speaks of his confidence that is growing. And I think there was nothing much that he could have done for that goal that he conceded. It was a melee and there was a lot of confusion there. And but I'm thinking that he is giving a little more confidence to his defenders by those brilliant saves. And as the tournament goes, I think he will show us how much his confidence is growing by playing in the first 11.
It's now time for a short break. We will be back soon. Coach, lots of mistakes from players today. Brandon, Lanzarote didn't look at their best to start with, and major mistake probably came from Narayana. So error-strewn performance. What are your thoughts on the match?
Y yo sinceramente creo que hoy merecemos más.
I sincerely think that we deserve a lot more today.
Creo que el fútbol hoy ha sido injusto con nosotros.
I think today football has been unjust with us.
Igual que la semana pasada encajamos una derrota donde podía ser justa.
Even last week as well, where we lost a game where it was a little unjust.
Creo que hoy el equipo, sobre todo en la segunda parte, ha hecho todo para poder igualar e incluso darle la vuelta en el marcador.
I think the team did everything they could in the second half to try and equalize and go for the second one.
Hemos tenido muchas ocasiones de gol.
We had a lot of opportunities on goal.
Algunas muy claras.
Some very clear ones.
El balón ha entrado.
But the ball didn't go in.
Pero me quedo con la reacción del equipo a pesar de ir perdiendo, de intentar hacerlo todo por darle la vuelta al marcador.
But I'll remember the effort of the team to still chase the game despite being behind in the scoreline.
Los 4 partidos que nos quedan son 4 finales.
The 4 games that remain are 4 finals for us.
Y a pesar de hacer un punto de los últimos 4 partidos, vuelvo a repetir que dependemos de nosotros.
And thinking of the 4 games that are ahead, we still depend on ourselves.
Lo primero, que no nos pueden sacar una tarjeta sabiendo que es la cuarta por hablar. Me parece que es un error muy grave de mi jugador.
The first thing I would like to say is that a player who already had 3 yellow cards shouldn't have got himself a yellow card by talking to the ref and getting himself booked by talking himself into the book basically.
Nos estamos jugando todos mucho.
Just before I couldn't finish, the last bit he said was it was a big error on the player's part.
Nos estamos jugando mucho para que por estas tonterías perdamos futbolistas.
We are playing a lot and we shouldn't be losing players to stupid things like this.
Y esto no se puede permitir.
And this cannot be permitted.
Lo segundo, evidentemente tendremos que hacer cambios.
Obviously now we need to make changes.
The tragedy is now that you have the most versatile player who can create panic in the opponent is Lanzarote, and you will miss him for a match now due to his yellow card. That's what I have been talking to you about, Neeraj, is that the frustration the players get, the way they talk to the players, the way the referee, the way they contest the decisions, that speaks very poorly about the mental approach of a player, of a quality player. Because I think his primary aim is to focus on the team and the task of the day. Getting to have discussion with the referee will not only spoil the focus of your focus on the game, but the other players around you also get affected. So that's what has happened to Lanzarote. And a couple of games I've been noticing that with FC Goa players. The frustration is showing. They are challenging decisions of the referee. Referees don't change decision even if you challenge them. Right. So it doesn't do any good to you and to your team. And that's exactly the penalty now Lanzarote is playing for being awarded that 4th yellow card. So now he is sitting 1 game up. But you never know. Sometimes bad comes for good. Yep. And Boomers may be their star player for the next match. And hopefully, let's hope that he turns out the saviour for FC Goa along with Koro.
Yes, Lanzarote's booking was really one of the setbacks for FC Goa, as that accumulates the number of cards to 4 and he misses the next game. And Coach Lobera was absolutely critical about the act of this talismanic midfielder who got into a bit of a chat with the referee, and Coach Lobera indeed highlighted that that was not right on the part of Lanzarote. Moving forward, John Gregory of Chennaiyin FC, the English coach, was very honest about what his game plan was, and that was just to keep it tight and work hard. And of course, all the coaches, all the teams know that if you are in the defending third of FC Goa, you will definitely get some opportunities there to score, as their defenders have been vulnerable. So here is what John Gregory told the media.
I think it was pretty evident that the home team are an outstanding football team, and if we were to try and go and chase the ball, we'd be running around all night trying to get it, I think, because they keep the ball very well. Certainly from their goalkeeper to their defenders, they've got some outstanding footballers. They pass the ball well, they support each other all over the pitch. And basically we were quite happy to sit back in our own half, really, for the majority of the game, and hope that we might just get something on the break, on the counter-attack maybe, or from the set piece, because if we tried to match Goa man for man, they play football possibly better than us. They're one of the best football teams in the ISL. Them and Bengaluru, they keep the ball fantastically well. So we knew we just had to make sure, try and keep a clean sheet as best we could. We've done it twice against Pune this season, obviously at Championship 4, and we managed to win in Bengaluru as well. So we've won in some really difficult places this year. But I put nothing past my group of players. They're a fantastic bunch, work exceptionally hard for one another. As you saw tonight, there's a tremendous team spirit amongst them. Everybody plays a part, and the boys that came off the bench went on and did a good job for us as well. So listen, we rode our luck a little bit at times. I think Lanza hit the crossbar, yeah. Yes, Lanza's hit the crossbar, and it come out and went to one of our players. And once or twice the ball's gone across the face of the goal, and somebody could have touched it in, a defender could have put it in his own net, but you know, we got away with it. I have to say we've not had a great deal of luck in the last few weeks, so maybe come back to us a little bit tonight.
John Gregory also made a point that he didn't want to set his team out to match FC Goa. For a coach to acknowledge that your rivals are way too good in a particular way of playing, he accepts that. So that makes a coach a very honest guy. And how is the mentality of the team then, when he tells the team that you are not good enough to play that type of football, so you have to play this role? How does that augur for the team?
mean, you know the weakness and strengths of your own team. The greatness of the coach is to accept what is the quality of the players that he has, and what is the quality of the players the opponent has. The previous performances has displayed what of quality of players the FC Goa team has, and how do we counter it? We can't match player to player for that matter. So you plan a strategy, and FC Goa makes things easy for the other teams if you don't perform. The threat of being menacing, the threat of being lethal in scoring goals has come as a result of the past performances. That makes you the direct team in the competition. That made you the favourite team in the competition. But it's all about performing, Neeraj. Players have to perform. You're as good as your performance, and that's what exactly has happened. You are not good in performing. In the last 15 minutes, yes, FC Goa was in their element. They tried everything, but luck was not with them.
Well, now on Wednesday, Delhi Dynamos will be in the state. Of course, Delhi Dynamos are at the bottom of the table, but in the short league like ISL, some teams may be picking up later, and they too have good quality, and there's very little to separate teams in the entire tournament. So Delhi can cause trouble for Goa, isn't it?
Yes, definitely. They will be playing for pride. That's what they have left for now. And also, you know, these are players who will be vying for contracts next year also.
Right.
So they will try to prove a point themselves how good they are in the competitions. And they will also try to prove a point saying that they couldn't gel together very early as the other teams have done. So at the end of the competition, they have gelled well and they have performed well. And they have given you a victory or the points at the fag end of the competition. So I think some of the players will be playing for next year's contracts, and some players will be playing for pride of that franchise.
All hopes on the next game now, and FC Goa need all the prayers from the fans as well to stay alive.
No, Neeraj, prayers are good, luck is good, but if you don't work, how do you get victories? Players have to go out and give their best. It's not that, look at the football they played in the first 3-4 games and look at the football they are playing now. I mean, there's a lot of difference. If they play 25% of the football that they played in the earlier matches, I think that is enough for the team to get victories. But they're not producing that football. See, everybody is aware of the potential of Coro and Lanzarote. The strategies have worked against them. They have been bottled. So what the players need? They need to play even more better than the past performances. They have to upgrade their performance. They have to rise up with that extra bit of performance. So that has not come, and that's why the team is suffering. Who can make a difference is these 4-5 players: Adia, Bedu, Jahu, Lanzarote, Coro. They are the strength of the team, and they have to rise up more often. That's why otherwise you will find mediocre performances like the one we have seen yesterday.
Right. FC Goa managed to go on a winning run late into the season in the inaugural ISL and got into the top 4 bracket. We all remember that. So a similar stage has now come upon the Gors.
You cannot talk about the past, because football is a very unpredictable game. Like Lobera says, it's unjust. It can continue being unjust to you for a long time till you really give your best, and then football also will reward you accordingly the efforts that you put in.
Right.
So I think we cannot live in the past. We have to live in the present, and we have to come up and perform there, and that will give us victories. And hopefully, I think the fans don't give up hope, because you have some very good quality players. The team can come up with some beautiful performance. Don't give up hope, because if FC Goa can play 15 minutes of good football they played yesterday, I mean, they can play 30 minutes or 45 minutes in the game, they can get victories for you. So keep cheering FC Goa and wish FC Goa all the best.
Right. So there you are, our expert, former India forward Francis D'Souza is really keeping up the hopes and giving the push to the fans as well to go out to Fatorda on Wednesday and cheer the Gors to victory, as they need all the support from all quarters to keep their season alive.
Sanao International presents Simply Football. Grab a chance to support your favorite team in 4th edition of Indian Super League. Answer this simple question and 5 lucky winners will win couple passes.
Which season of ISL did FC Goa emerge runners-up? Option A, first. Option B, second. Option C, third. To SMS, type FC space your correct answer space your name and taluka and send it to 9011043390. SMS your correct answers by Monday, 19th February by 2 p.m.
That's all the time we have in this show. Keep watching Prudent. Goodbye.